Very poignant moment, this, of course, Rob, in what has been, a very difficult day, obviously, for the family and the community there.
The funeral service has just finished here, and now the coffins carrying the two footballing brothers being led away to the cemetery. The family dealing with the most unimaginable grief. As the Bishop of Porto said in a message to Diogo Jota's 3 children, if it is difficult to see an adult cry, it is even more difficult to see a child cry. And the raw emotion on the faces of the mourners so clear to see. While the service was held in private with no cameras inside, the family did want the whole community in the world to be able to hear inside as they bid farewell to Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva. So many members of the football community, so many teammates of the brothers inside, they wanted to be here. Just weeks after last sharing the pictures together for Jota, so recently celebrating Premier League glory with Liverpool. The Liverpool captain, Virgil van Dijk, leading a delegation from the Reds. The Portuguese side here, just weeks after their triumph in the Nations League. And it was one of his Portugal teammates, Ruben Neves, who helped to carry Jota's and we had the Penafiel players who were carrying the coffin of his brother as well, Andre. As the bells ring out here in Gondomar, there are so many locals who've found any vantage point possible to be able to share in this moment of grief, because these were sons of Gondomar, sons they were so proud of, who they felt so inspired by the fact they could make this journey from Gondomar through into careers in professional football, and particularly for Diogo, a player who has achieved so much, winning every prize in English football with the FA Cup, the League Cup, and finally the Premier League in May. And so many trying to distill, comprehend the unimaginable loss 2 days after the car crash in northern Spain. The 2 brothers travelling back to England, with Andre helping Diogo on his journey due to recovery from an injury. He travelled by car back to England. He never made it for another season at Liverpool, and you just see so many Liverpool shirts around here honouring Jota, his number 20 shirt, so prominent. Shirts also of Wolverhampton Wanderers. I see the yellow there, the club that brought Jota to England first of all. And now we see the Liverpool delegation leaving the church. Captain Virgil van Dijk, defender Andy Robertson as well, the manager Arne Slot, so many members of the leadership team as well from Liverpool. James Milner, who previously played with them at Anfield, Jordan Henderson, the former captain as well of Liverpool. They all wanted to be here to honour their former teammate in this moment of deep mourning. To try to just imagine what they're going through. A teammate who they said farewell for to the summer after a Premier League victory parade in May, now trying to deal with the fact he will not be returning with them. And it was Mohamed Salah, the striker, said it would just be so difficult to return to being a team again. This tragedy unfolding during their summer break, just as they were about to return for pre-season training. And now that Liverpool group back at the procession from the church here in Gondomar ahead of the funeral of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva. Diogo 28, Andre 25, in their prime of their footballing, so much to offer, so adored by their fans in Portugal and around the world. This being a country where football really does dominate so much. It is a country that punches really above its weight in footballing terms. It has won so much in recent years. And we heard from the Bishop of Porto reflecting on really the power of sport during the service that was broadcast in audio form to the wider public. The Bishop said that sports has the enormous power to bring people together different people together. And when they come together, it's about respect and discipline. There are so many values of sport. And he talks about how both brothers rose through life with their sacrifice, and also reflecting on just how it was only 2 weeks ago that Diogo Jota married the love of his life, his childhood sweetheart, Ruth, and their 3 children were all there on that happy day. Only on Wednesday was he posting video from that service on social media celebrating that marriage. And today, Ruth is having to bury her husband of just 2 weeks, and the parents of the footballing brothers having to deal with unimaginable grief, Isabel and Joshim Silva, as they celebrated so often the footballing careers of their sons, and now dealing with this moment of mourning, a mourning that is very much playing out in the public eye as the world shows its affection, but at the heart of it, a very private grief. But it is a tragedy that has struck such a chord across the world and the nation. Yesterday, the Prime Minister and President of Portugal, they came here for the wake. So many locals as well then later were queuing when it was opened up to the public, queuing in 30-degree heat to bid their own final farewell, to pay their own respects to footballers who they adored watching so often on the pitch. And now, with the service over, it is over to the funeral service now, and just listening to so many parts of the service, the mass that was being led by the Bishop of Porto, he did reflect that this was a tragedy that they could not imagine, but he said that he's praying for the family.